और आपको सीधे लिए चलेंगे लाइव, जहां केंद्रीय मंत्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी का संबोधन हो रहा है।
Personally inaugurated the second edition of the India Energy Week. Let me recall for those of you who may be here for the first time that the first edition of the India Energy Week was celebrated in Bengaluru last year at around this time. This is the second edition, and in the 1 year since we had the first edition, we have clocked some very impressive figures. The number of exhibitors in India Energy Week 24 is 30% higher than those in India Energy Week number 1. And we have, I think, about 900 exhibitors.
तो आप देख रहे थे केंद्रीय मंत्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी को, जो इंडिया एनर्जी वीक पर जानकारी दे रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि इस बार जो प्रदर्शक हैं वो पिछली बार की अपेक्षा 30% ज़्यादा है। और एक बार फिर से आपको लिए चलेंगे इस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में, जिसको संबोधित कर रहे हैं केंद्रीय मंत्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी।
Exhibition area also has witnessed a 25% increase from 18.5 square kilometers last year. No, this year from the 18.5 thousand square kilometers last year to 15,000 square kilometers. This is a 46% increase. I'm not going to go into other logistical details. We are going to have 46 technical sessions today. As far as I know, last reports coming in, we had 6 sessions. I had the privilege of participating in one of the ministerial meetings along with the Secretary General of OPEC, my ministerial colleagues from Qatar and Guyana, and the session was moderated by the head of Boston Consulting Group's I also want to say that prior to the inauguration of the event, the Honorable Prime Minister visited a new state-of-the-art facility set up by ONGC to deal with the kind of risks that are central to many offshore facilities. Very often, turbulence of weather, the helicopters face challenges, and over the last 20 years, when we analyze the data, I think ONGC has taken a commendable initiative. They've set up a world-class training facility, which has a simulation, if I understand, in real conditions. And the Navy has a similar facility, I think, in Kochi, but I think this is a even more modern state-of-the-art facility, and it is their idea to train a large number of personnel from all concerned agencies. I won't go into the details. एक दिन में कितने लोग जाते हैं offshore? 10,000? कितने होते हैं? No matter how unlikely those occurrences are, it's good to be trained. There aren't too many of these training facilities in the world. I'm personally familiar with one in the Gulf of Mexico, one also for North America, and maybe I think also off the coast of Sao Paulo in Brazil. But those are, I may not be aware of all the facts. The Prime Minister, after inaugurating, you would have seen the Honorable Prime Minister's statement. I think that is available in the public domain. Prime Minister also chaired a very impressive gathering of CEOs. I think there were about 21 plus CEOs. They all spoke, gave their suggestions, and the Prime Minister responded to those. I think one of the points the Prime Minister made, and very effectively, that India is with the world and India is also working for the world. So the India energy story is actually very much a part of the global story. Why do I say that? Apart from consuming 5 million barrels of crude oil in a day, which our refineries are processing to produce energy products, Prime Minister also spoke about today our energy refining capacity going up from 254 million metric tons per annum to 450. That's a figure I heard him use a second time. So I better revise my figure upwards from 400 to 450. Also, he talked about our journey in transition. And I think the Indian story is a fascinating story for a variety of reasons. One, unlike some other models where say that capital will only respond to return, we are actually carrying out energy transition. And that is borne out by our biofuel story. We've gone from 1.5%, as the Honorable Prime Minister said in 2014, or thereabouts, to about 12% blending we are doing. And we are slowly but steadily moving towards 20% blending by 2025, end of fiscal year. Prime Minister also recalled that last time when he was addressing the India Energy Week in Bengaluru, he had made an announcement that E20 fuel will be available actually in several retail dispensing stations. And the Prime Minister mentioned a figure that since last April, when he made the announcement, that fuel is today available in 9,700 retail stations. That's quite a journey in less than 1 year. In 10 months, we've done 9,700. One of our oil marketing companies' CEOs said that 4 states had been chosen in order to make 100% ethanol available as a dispensing fuel in those 4 states. In 400 stations, I think, these will be at IOCL pumps. And you can imagine, therefore, that inhibition we had for 20% blending, and that 20% blending inhibition actually came from when we were told that our automobile sector, the cars can operate at 20% without any change of parts. But now which can take in a higher part of biofuels. So we are already moving past that 20%, and we are preparing to move beyond the 20%. Our story on compressed biogas is also gathering momentum and pace. We have about 100 compressed biogas plants operational. The oil marketing companies have another 100 lined up in UP. I think 37 have already got land. The remaining will be done very soon. The government has taken many steps. In April 23, that is last April, we revised our gas pricing formula, and as a result of which energy, I mean petrol and diesel prices in India declined over a 2-year period. And gas also, I mean global averages, heights were very high. We were able to put in a ceiling and a floor price, and today gas is available. Today, compressed city gas distribution has already covered 98% of the country. It's going to 100%. Last time when we met, we said now we should go beyond the 100% to our island.
तो आप देख रहे थे सीधा प्रसारण लाइव प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस हरदीप सिंह पुरी के।